Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for general disturbance. This is the T95 FV4201. It's the tier 10 heavy tank, also known as the Chieftain. It's located on the south spawn of Siegfried Line, and this one is under the command of Citron01. Yes, I know it says a different name there, but in actual fact he was just testing it out to find out what it was like, because he doesn't have one himself. But his friend said, oh, you can try it on my account. And this is the game that he played. I think the less said about that, the better, because obviously I don't want to raise any alarm bells, just in case Wargaming is listening. Anyway, the Chieftain. This is about as close as you're going to get to the real Chieftain. It's the crossover version. It's basically the American hull, the T95, and the British turret of the Chieftain, which is virtually impenetrable. It does have a small cupola which you can penetrate. That's fairly thinly armoured, but the main turret itself is fairly easy to, or very easy to block shells. And of course, it's got a 120mm gun, the L11, which is capable of doing 440 alpha, and well, both shots he's fired so far have managed to get high rolls. And another high roll, 473 this time. So you can see in the hands of somebody who knows what they're doing, the FV4201 can actually be quite devastating. Now this is a reward tank which you can only get if you take part in clan wars. And I don't think the Citron01 actually does take part in clan wars that much, which might be explained why he doesn't have one. Now, it does have a very good strong upper glacis, the T95 version, but in actual fact the rest of the hull is fairly weak. So you need to keep your front facing to the enemy, or at least angle it so you can get good shots. Otherwise you are going to take some damage. He's trying to get shots on the 268 version 4, goes for the upper quarter, but it doesn't get a pen. Of course, he's not carrying premium ammunition, he's only carrying standard ammo in this one, and that's standard premium APCR. I actually didn't see straight away that he's got them the other way round, so he's got the premium rounds on the first slot, but not carrying any standard ammo. It's normally standard APCR. Okay, 263 goes to the lower plate. Didn't get it, but he did take a shot in the tracks. Okay, 705, he should be able to pen that guy. Unfortunately, tracks at the moment, that's all we can see. If he comes a bit further forward, you can see that enemy rounds bounced off the turret there quite nicely. Well-rounded turret, so shells are very easy to deflect. He's decided to come around this side. Ooh, now that hurt. That was a round from the T95. It was APCR, but he pumps one back into the cupola and gets another 423 low roll. Go for the lower plate. No, goes for the cupola, and this time round he doesn't get it. Okay, that T95 certainly hurt him because he lost 690. But luckily that was a low roll from the T95. And, oh, takes him around from a T61. And that was standard AP. So he pumps one back and gets a high roll again for 481. Okay, he's leaving this spot because he's not getting much, and he's actually compromised because if he tries to take a shot at the enemy heavy tanks, he actually gets shot in the side by the T62. Or T61 rather. Or Type 61. Oh, Type 61, same one. This time round he gets hit on that one. Oh look, the enemy Arty's trying to get him as well. It's an M53, M55. And he gets the kill on the Type 61, which I think is nice revenge. Or rather, it's not revenge actually, it's just getting even with the guy. Viz 55 takes a round with a low roll, 407, but he's not killed. Oh, he is killed. Yes, he got wiped out by the Leopard prototype. We're 2 behind the enemy at the moment. 705 takes a lower plate shot for 452 high roll. He's still there. But instead, this time round, he goes for the T30 and gets a shot into him, but blocks the shot that comes back from the T30. 268 version 4 goes to the lower plate and gets him. Oh, it wasn't. It was a Jaegeru on the lower plate. He's getting a thanks from the T10 here, actually. I think the T10 can see that he's actually helping to keep the enemy at bay. They don't really want to come out of the sound, because if they do, they're likely to get hit. He's already got 6k of damage, which is a reasonable score for anyone. It's almost jockeying around for position. The Object 430 on our team is right up in the north, has taken care of the enemy Arty, so we're not going to be hearing from him anytime soon. Okay, we've got an enemy trying to outflank us. It's the Leopard prototype. He gets a low roll 352 into him, fires a 105 back at us, and he pens. And that's a kill shot. 378, that's all he had left, but it stops the guy from flanking us. Okay, Jaegeru's in sight, but difficult to get a shot. Oh, he blocked another shot from the 705, and that means now technically he's got a steel wall if he can stay alive. 705 shakes the gun. That looked like it should have gone in, but it didn't. You can tell sometimes the top players, they get very frustrated. They'll shake the reticule, shake the mouse, because they don't think it's working properly when a shot doesn't go in when it should. T10, pull back. Yeah, pull back T10, you're vulnerable. Here comes the T95, he's coming around that side. Well, our 430 just died as well. He's telling the T10 pull back the Jaegeru, and he gets a hit for 406, a low roll into the Jaegeru. Now the enemy's probably going to come down that street. 705's a one shot. The Jaegeru is, well, it'd have to be a high roll to take him out. We do have a 263 on our team, so he should be able to do that if he's up to it. Good. He's going to help the 263 take down these last few. He's still in the T10. Oh, our 2684 went down, taken out by the T95. Yeah, the 263's decided to outflank the enemy, try and come round on them. And he's got one of them. He took out the enemy 705, but that was only a one shot, remember? I think anybody could have taken him down. And now we just saw the Jaegeru. Oh, and he just tried to kill us. Now he's being very crafty. Tried to get a shot into the cupola there. All we can see is the outline. Trying to get a good shot into the side. Yes! 374, but it's not enough to kill him, but it does make him a one shot. The 263 is in a position to take him out of the game. Oh, the 263 took a big hit. Over the cupola, didn't get it. Now he's taking a risk here because he could die if the Jaegeru does get a good shot on him. Instead he pumps around into the T95, makes him a one shot now. The Jaegeru's backing up. Here we go. Yes! He took down the Jaegeru with a shot through the casement, right the side. He's got to navigate his way around all these wrecks to get at the T95, but he got him by the ass. And he's out the game, and that's a victory. Wow. That took some doing. Well, that was another great game played by Citron01 in, this time, the T95 FV4201 Chieftain. He only got a first class out of that, but he really was dominating the battle, and some of the other players on his team recognised that. They knew that he was doing the most of the work, and he certainly earned it in this one. Should have got an ace tanker, but he only got a first class. He got a Hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemy tanks. He got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9. A Duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A Fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He ended up with 5, quite short of a Top Gun, but 1/3 of the enemy team. And he also got a Fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and a Shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. Not surprisingly, because he survived the battle and because he took so many shots from the enemy, they all aimed at the turret and only a few actually aimed for the hull. And one of those was that Leopard prototype. He knew where to put the shell to make the most effect on the Chieftain. It's actually to hit the hull, and he did. Unfortunately, he took some hit points away from us, but Chieftain Citron01 managed to get the Steel Wall for blocking the most damage in the game and surviving. And he also got the High Caliber for dealing the most damage in the game and also winning. Very, very nice. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he was. Well, his score was 8,101 hit points of damage, way over the others. The nearest player to him was the Object 268 version 4 on his own team, who managed to get 4,802 hit points, but he didn't survive the game. The second highest damage in the game actually went to the third highest, I should say, went to the T95 on the enemy team, got 4,718. Yes, he was a dangerous tank, and he actually did get some hit points out of Citron01. And the fourth highest damage in that game went to the Jagdpanzer E100, the Jaegeru, who managed to get 4,420. When it came to kills, it was Citron01 again with 5 kills in this one. 3 kills went to the 268 version 4, the Object, the T95 on the enemy team, their Progetto C5066, and that was it. So 3 players managed to get joint second place on kills, and then 4th place, actually, I should say, well, joint second place? Actually, it's joint 5th place, I should think. Actually, it's the 263, who did stay alive during that game, the 430, and also the Jagdpanzer E100 on the enemy team, their T30 and their T54. When it came to base XP, yeah, he's got that one as well. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,362 base experience points. 1,035 went to the T10 on his team. 1,026 went to the Object. He fired 28 rounds in that game, 23 direct hits on the enemy, 21 penetrations. Well, it did help that he was firing premium ammo all the time. 8,101 hit points of damage, of which 1,864 were at more than 300 meters. Yes, he pulled back when he was getting hit too often, actually, when he was close up. And you can snipe with this particular gun. The 120mm is very effective, and as you saw, even at taking on a flanking tank, he just managed to swat the guy and stop him, and unfortunately he took a round in return, but he managed to close that guy down fairly quickly. It's a very effective gun, the 120mm, the L11. He received 11 hits from the enemy, but only 4 of them actually penetrated. 7 non-penetrations, most of those bounced off the turret. 2,940 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 5 killed, and 351 hit points of damage assistance. On a free-to-play account, he earned 67,343 credits, but he did spend a lot on ammo. As you can see here, he actually ended up with a loss of 151,068 credits for the battle. 1,362 XP, 5,448 from personal missions payout, and took away 6,878 experience points altogether. I'm pretty sure that Citron01 will have a Chieftain of his own. In fact, there's more than one Chieftain actually, because there's more than one tank actually does have the Chieftain turret, but in the game. But I'm pretty certain that when he does get one, he's going to be incredibly effective with it, because you can see skill transfers over. The fact that he's got skills with other tanks, he can play it the same way and get really great results. And with that turret in a hull down position, because of 10 degrees of gun depression, yeah, he will be pretty devastating to the enemy. I hope you enjoyed that brief battle. Well, brief battle. It was how long was it? 8 minutes of fun, that one. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.